Hey, how's it going everyone? Dave here from Dash Vapes and welcome back to yet another video. Today's video revolves around a story from Amarillo, Texas about a man who contracted a lung illness from vaping. Though the headlines claim that it's from regular nicotine vaping, looking a little bit deeper into the story will show that it has nothing to do with regular vaping at all. ABC News 7 in Texas did a news segment regarding a man by the name of Ben Camarillo. Ben was hospitalized with severe lung damage and according to ABC News, it was from vaping. They interviewed Ben along with Chris, a man who owns a vape shop in Texas called 806 Vapes. However, once the segment aired on live TV, both Ben and Chris were outraged as they completely twisted their words. In the interview, Ben explained that he was mainly vaping on THC cartridges, but the news stations cut out anything to do with THC and just focused on regular nicotine vaping. On top of that, they also showed a photo of Ben holding a sign that's extremely similar to the sign Seema Herman was holding. Chris from 806 Vapes then made a 9-minute video showcasing what was actually said versus what was aired, and the difference is insane.
Immediately knew what it was from. I knew it was from vaping.
Camarillo says
this is where the fear-mongering starts. Ben finished that sentence with THC cartridges, but they left that part out.
If you wanted to see the full video for yourself, then I'll link Chris's channel in the description down below. Now, after seeing Chris's video, I was still kind of curious about a few things, so I got in contact with Chris from 806 Vapes to ask him a few questions. I just want to say I really appreciate you, taking the time out of your day and speaking with me about this. After the story surfaced and you saw the report, how did you come in contact with Ben and how did you meet?
He actually contacted me. The same reporter that was in our store went to the hospital to interview him. And after the story aired, he contacted me apologizing, saying that that's not at all what he was saying. He never told him that he vaped a flavored nicotine product. He told him that he was vaping THC and that they twisted his words. Wow. And then after that, I kind of reached out to him and was like, hey, and if that's what happened, will you please come in here and talk to me? He came to the shop, we met, we talked a little bit. And then I asked him, I was like, hey, would you be willing to go on video and kind of break this thing down with me? It's a big problem that's happening right now in our industry. Not only that, but people that are vaping THC carts needed to be made aware as well that there was stuff out there making people sick, and nobody was saying that. When the news station came to you and interviewed you, how was that process? Like, how did it go? Did they just ask you a bunch of questions and did they? Well, they originally called us and we had made a post about another news station that had made a story that wasn't up to par, and then their competitor contacted me and said, hey, we'd like to do a story. And I told him, I said, hey, we're going to record the whole interview. That way, if you back in me on this deal, we can make sure that the truth gets out there. And she didn't ask a lot of questions. She just asked what we thought about the situation. We explained that to her. We explained what was going on with the THC cartridges and vitamin E acetate. We explained that the FDA and the CDC had all that information. We basically laid the truth out for her and she wasn't willing to accept it. I said, he says that he was vaping THC in the post. Right. You need to make sure that you guys tell the right story here because nobody else is. And she says, oh, yeah. I'm editing the whole video myself. Wow, so the same lady that was interviewing you was also editing it? Yes. Interesting. So it looks like the same woman that interviewed Chris was also the one that edited the video. I can't help but feel like there's some sort of agenda that they're trying to push. However, I still had so many questions regarding this whole situation. Why did Ben have a photo with an anti-vaping sign? Also, did Ben ever vape e-liquid and did he smoke before vaping THC? So to get my answers, I just went right to the source and got in contact with Ben Camarillo himself. Were you ever a nicotine vapor? Like, did you ever vape on nicotine products?
Not one time ever in my life.
Never?
Never. I've always been into THC, marijuana for the stomach problems I had. I didn't know I had PTSD until I actually went and got the diagnosis. But the symptoms I've shown and all that, I've had them since I was about 14 years old, so about 24 years. Marijuana is the only thing that ever really leveled me out and kept my stomach under control and kept my panic attacks under control. I was always on marijuana, THC, and then when the cartridges came out, it was just almost like a blessing to me in a way, man, because my family didn't have to go everywhere with me smelling like weed, because out here in Texas, man, that's a stigma and it's illegal. They don't care here. I was vape solid for a year. I started right before Thanksgiving the year before last, but never touched a nicotine, e-juice, anything like that in my life. I never even smoked cigarettes. Maybe puffed a few cigarettes in high school, but I never bought a pack of cigarettes to just keep and smoke.
So before this, you didn't even smoke cigarettes at all, really?
Not at all.
Wow.
Always just with the marijuana, man.
So it wasn't nicotine that you were vaping, it was THC, or so you think it was THC.
Yeah. Oh, I always bought cartridges, you know. I lived in New Mexico for a while. New Mexico decriminalized. So I talked to my military friends out there, and they all advised me against going down the PTSD benzo pill treatment plan, you know. They all had bad experiences with it, and they told me, just stick with the marijuana. It's decriminalized. If you can get it out here, they don't care. If you even get pulled over for it, it's just a ticket. Don't worry about it. It worked out great for me for a while. I thought it was working out great for me. But those things were slowly poisoning me, I guess. And like I say, I wasn't buying cartridges out here on the street, you know. I did go out of state. I took a lot of trips to Colorado, into New Mexico, went to California. I bought my products from dispensaries. I wasn't out here buying them in the streets. You know, people think that's what I was doing. But I did commit a crime by crossing state lines with these products, but I did it because I needed that medicine to help me. I didn't want to be bombed out on pills every day.
Would you happen to know, in terms of the product itself, what brand it was?
Just off the top of my head, what I can remember, I bought some Binsky live resin cartridges. In California, I bought some half-gram cookies cartridges. I bought quite a few of those. I bought a bunch of heavy hitters cartridges. Off the top of my head, that's what I remember the most, man. I think maybe some cartridges that were called TKOs.
Yeah, because the reason why I ask is because some of those brands, they are known to, you know, cause some issues here and there.
Yeah, I've heard that those are some of the most heavily counterfeited ones out there.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, you know, I got so many of them. I got all at dispensaries.
So here is where I kind of had the most questions, and this kind of goes towards the photo that you took in the hospital holding the sign.
Right.
And the reason why I'm so curious about it is because it's extremely similar to another sign that a teen took by the name of Seema Herman. I was just wondering if you can just give us a little bit more information on that.
Well, that day, I think that day I was in ICU. And of course, I'm still, you know, they're pumping me full of meds. I think I'm dying, so I'm constantly under my panic attack. So I'm constantly with my benzo, whatever, diazepam, whatever the hell. And my daughter showed me a picture, and you know that she said they want to know if we'll join this group of theirs to sign on with them. And I saw a picture. I don't remember much. I remember I saw a picture of a girl that had these things on her cheeks, and then had the sign.
Yeah.
And my daughter said, you know, maybe we should do this and get some help, get this story out more. Maybe to help get the story out. So, you know, in the midst of all that, you know, I told my daughter, I said, go ahead, sweetheart. If you want to make the sign, go for it. You know, I'll take the picture. Mm. So that's where that came from. It wasn't suggested by any doctors or anybody locally. It's just a Facebook thing. My daughter said, you know, hey, look at this. And out here, they made it seem like I attacked the vaping industry, and I got crazy death threats, man. Like, so many death threats. Let's say I told them 100 words just per se. They maybe took 20 of those words and aired them, and then those 20 words were just out of context, man. I understand too how vaping has probably saved lives and extended lives. Because a cigarette is bad, man. We've known this forever. Mm-hmm. And I know people that have quit smoking and they only vape, and they're healthier than they used to be. And those people that it helped, man, those are the people that reacted the worst, that came after me and sent me all kinds of death threats and stuff. I was sitting in the hospital. The Channel 17 contacted me. I thought about it. I said, sure. It was just the reporter herself, the lawyer for the hospital, and my doctor. And the way I was told, I was going to be interviewed. My doctor was going to be interviewed, and that was going to be the end of it. And then they threw 806 vapes in there, and like local people went crazy. The local people started threatening me. I started getting threats from everywhere, but more than a few locals threatened me here.
So the news, essentially the segment, took your interview and took your words but twisted them in a way to make it into something completely wrong.
Exactly. When I told her I vape THC products for PTSD, as soon as that part aired, they showed e-juice. They showed e-juice and vape mods immediately, and I never said a word about that.
Well, hopefully you're feeling better very soon. I wish you the speediest recovery. Cheers, brother. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, all right?
Yeah, no problem, man. You take care.
So it looks like Ben started using cannabis products to help him with PTSD. It is incredibly disheartening knowing that Ben was attacked for things that he never even said. The news station completely twisted their words and made Ben's recovery even harder. Ben is currently holding a fundraiser trying to raise money for normal expenses and hospital bills. If you did want to help Ben out, then I'll link his donation page in the description down below as well. I mainly wanted to make this video to kind of showcase the importance of looking beneath the headlines. Again, I'll link all of 806 vapes and Ben's info in the description down below. And with that, here's where I kind of want to get your opinion. What are your views on this whole situation? Let me know by leaving a comment in the comment section down below. If you like this video, please be sure to hit that like button down below and hit subscribe to stay up to date with our latest videos. As always, I'm Dave from Dash Vapes, and I'll see you in the next video.